A chemically grown or conventionally grown cucumber is never going to have as many nutrients as a organic one. They've done researches on the celery recently because of the celery craze, and they're trying to compare the conventional celery that you can buy probably at Coles or Woolworths for $2.50, $3, for a big bunch. Organically, you're looking at anywhere between $9, to $11 for certified organic celery. Now, I can promise you that as a celery grower myself, I'm not able to grow a celery any quicker than 5-6 months.
Welcome back to the Bioorganic Farm right next to Mount Warning here in a beautiful part of northern New South Wales. Today I'm joined by Oogie and Basil. So thanks for giving us time today, and lovely to have you on today, Basil.
Thank you.
So I first want to ask you a question, and that is, what is the importance of eating organic? And now that you are pregnant, how far along are you now?
I've got 8 weeks to go, so what is that?
8 weeks to go.
Yeah, I'm about 31 weeks now.
And what has been the importance to eating organically for you as being a lady holding a child in there? Is it about to happen?
Oh look, being pregnant and eating organic, it's for me, I'm already eating organic, but it's an obvious choice. I mean, you just need to look a little bit further into where your food's coming from and how it's being treated before you actually get it. And the first thing my doctor asked me when I said that I was a farmer and I'm pregnant was he had big concerns and what type of farming that I was doing, and so that was actually a big wake-up call as to how serious it actually is and how mothers to be should be very you want to redo that?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and that's really interesting. And I guess this is a question for both of you guys. What's the difference between certified organic, spray-free, and conventional farming? Because this is a question that so many people get confused. Which one?
Chemical free.
Chemical free.
Yeah.
I did too. Chemical free. That's the other one.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. No, and what is the difference? Because I'm sure a lot of people watching this want to know, what's the difference? Because you yourself know that there's people out there that will be like, well, I buy chemical free, so it's the same thing as or certified organic, and I guess I'm here to ask you guys, what is the difference?
It's easy to sway the truth from side to side, calling yourself by different headlines. Saying that I'm chemical free, for example, could mean for some people the exact same thing as organic or certified organic. Just virtually means I do not put chemicals on my plants. Maybe I don't spray them. Maybe I just use the irrigation system for putting in any extra hormones or pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, any other chemical which could preserve or prolong the plant's life or expedite the produce growth as well. Now, anything that you do to change or amend the produce life will very obviously change the structure of it, the molecular structure, the chemical breakdown of the plant itself, the nutrients in the plant. It's never going to have the same nutrients as a chemically grown or conventionally grown cucumber is never going to have as many nutrients as a organic one. They've done researches on the celery recently because of the celery craze, and they're trying to compare the conventional celery that you can buy probably at Coles or Woolworths for $2.50, $3, for a big bunch. Organically, you're looking at anywhere between $9, to $11 for certified organic celery. Now, I can promise you that as a celery grower myself, I'm not able to grow a celery any quicker than 5-6 months. And they're able
One
to...
celery.
Well, we have a whole
but like one bunch that you buy, it takes 5 to 6 months.
Yes.
This is what people don't realise.
They don't appreciate
They're
it.
thinking it's just coming up in a week and you're...
No. So we have to, have our farm plan very well set, just so we know exactly when we can harvest and when the next succession is ready for picking and planting. It's completely different to the conventional farms that we may have to somewhat compete with, but it's not really competition because the people who are aware of what they're looking for, being certified organic, they come and they will pay, and they will because they understand what we as the farmers have to go through to bring that celery to them. It's not, I don't wake up and plant it one day, the next day I bring it to the markets. No, it's a long process.
It's a very long process. And when you look at a celery being grown for up to 5 months, and obviously has to be nurtured and looked after by you guys on a daily basis.
Yeah.
When you're paying $8 to $11 for it, it's really quite cheap, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Definitely.
That's not including all the ones that may lose due to pests and disease throughout the time.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a fair bit of drought at the moment. All of Australia is, and I can tell you, it's not easy to deal with the dry air. We're lucky to have bore water and huge collection of water through our greenhouses supplies. So we are able to water our celeries and vegetables as required. But other farmers are struggling with this drought. Absolutely.
Yeah. And why? Can you tell me why a conventional farm or a spray-free farm can sell a celery for $3? How can they sell it for $3?
It can be a much quicker process for them, for starters. Their loss would be much lower. They'd have a much greater success at their produce.
Okay, and I noticed that when you go, if anyone Googles the Dirty Dozen, which for anyone watching this, it's the foods that we need to avoid the most because they're the most heavily sprayed or herbicides, pesticides. And I noticed that celery's on there. So if it's not certified organic, why is that one vegetable itself that's so heavily used with chemicals for? Is it because it's so susceptible to the environment and pests?
Also, but it soaks up. It's like a sponge. Imagine a sponge that grows and grows and grows. Inside a celery stick is just, it's full of liquid and fluid, and everything that's just been sucking up from the ground for its whole lifespan. Being organic, as I said, it's months and months. A conventional one is still not overnight. You'll still take them, weeks or maybe a month or something to grow. But being able to grow so quickly, it's still sucking up and absorbing absolutely everything that's underneath it. And during that whole time, of course, it's going to be sprayed and anything else to be able to protect it from pests, bugs, disease, fungi, anything else that may affect the celery.
Okay, that's really interesting. So I guess if somebody rocks up to a farmer's market or a store and they're looking at certified organic and all the other ones that we listed, why should they be choosing the certified organic choice for? Like, what's your reason? Why should they be going for that compared to organic too? Because I noticed there's some farmers that put up organic but not certified organic. What does that mean?
It means a lot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, there's a lot of people that say everything is organic, and so that's one way of playing with the
tricky.
Just carbon.
Yeah, if everything has carbon in it and it can break down, it's organic.
Okay.
And so that's where we're trying to go in with the education and tell people, well, actually, sure, it's organic, it's got carbon in there, but it's not, regulated, it's not being audited, it's not being checked, and it doesn't follow the guidelines of actually being what we now perceive as, certified organic, or, what the true organic, where we're not using chemicals and we're not putting, unknown things into our soil that we're not sure of the results, in 100 years' time.
You even have to be careful with how you look after the soil, because I noticed at other farms, they can get fertilizers and mulch and everything. You guys have to be very careful with what you...
Absolutely, yeah.
Every input has to be checked and assessed and approved. For us, it's ACO. If you are with any other of the handful you can choose from to be certified organic, any other certifier, they will give you guidelines for you to adhere to. And we do have a very strict regulation book that will check what we can and cannot put in, and some things that you can put into the soil, but are very you can only put up to a quantity of it, a certain quantity. And at any time, anyone can come and check my soil and my plants and make sure that it's all certified organic.
And they can come and check you while you're selling at the markets as well, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely
they can. Yeah.
So I guess the answer is that you guys being certified, you guys have really strict regulations and you're being checked regularly. If you're organic, conventional, spray-free, or any of those other names, you basically can just put a label there, but you're not being checked.
Yeah.
So for instance, if somebody says, oh, I'm spray-free, but something bad happens to their farm and a bug or some sort of catastrophe happens, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to have to use a bit of spray here, they can actually go and do that. And there's nobody there's no governing body coming out of the top going, you can't do that. So that's the difference, I guess, is it?
Absolutely.
They have the option. They have the option to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's really interesting.
It's bad on a few levels. One of the ones I hate the most is being able to deceive and lie to so many people. Look them in the eye and say that this is organic when it absolutely probably is not. It's not fair actually to say probably not. It could be, it could not be. No one's there to check it.
Yep.
But as you just said, if a catastrophe happens, I have one knapsack of spray that I can spray all over my farm and fix the problem overnight. You'd weigh up that option if you know that no one's going to test you.
Yep.
But if I had that problem and I know someone could turn up to my farm tomorrow to check my, let's say soil or my plants or my produce, I could lose my license overnight. So it's not worth it. It's not something you would do as a certified organic farmer.
And I guess for you guys, obviously you're trying to promote people to eat more certified organic produce because there's a lot goes into it. As you described, celery is just one thing.
Oh yeah.
There's many of different plants out there that take a lot of nurturing, a lot of care, and it's all hands-on for you guys. It's not just spraying a field.
Yeah. It's very
You're on your hands and knees,
Yeah.
aren't you? I've seen you guys.
Yeah.
So when you're actually buying certified organic, I guess you're not only investing in your health and in the future of our planet, but you're also, it's quite cheap when you look at what a farmer has to put into every individual plant, isn't it really? Yeah, compared to just lading something with a bunch of chemicals and then walking away.
Yep. Absolutely, mate.
It's really interesting. So I hope you guys got a little bit of insight into the difference between organic and conventional farming, and we look forward to having you guys back for part 3 where we're going to delve a little bit more into the bio-organic farm. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.